Hello, everybody. Welcome to game number 3 in the 1993 National League Championship Series for 1993 in replay baseball. Series is tied a game apiece, and we moved from Veterans Stadium out to the left coast, Candlestick Park, the home of the next 3 games. And it will require at least all 3 games, as you have to win 4, obviously, to win the playoff series. Phillies and the Giants. Starting pitchers, 2 left-handers are on the mound. Trevor Wilson for the Giants and Terry Mulholland for the Phillies. Trevor Wilson has one of the split cards where he has split ratings versus left-handed batters and right-handed batters. So when a lefty Philly batter is up, we will be in the blue section. When a right-handed Philly batter is up, we'll be in the white section. So that's what is going on with that. See your starting lineups and your benches and bullpens. Phillies, with the lefty on the mound for the Giants, have benched Mickey Morandini, have gone to Mariano Duncan. They've also benched the left-handers Eisenreich and Thompson, and gone with the right-handers Incavia and Wes Chamberlain. And so that's what they will be having going on. Of course, I've got the game up on the computer, so I will be using that as my assistant to make sure I don't make any mistakes. Be inputting the dice rolls as they come up and make sure the computer will tell me that I'm not messing up, hopefully. All right, we're ready to go. Trevor Wilson facing Nails, Lenny Dykstra. We get a triple fours. It's going to be a fielding check, 4-3 right here, and then a 4-1 is a shortstop, and that's an easy play for Royce Clayton. 1 away. So Dykstra grounds to Clayton. 1 down, and now here's Mariano Duncan getting his first start of the season. Or not of the season, of the playoffs, I should say. He's pinch hit a couple times, I think, but it's his first time actually starting the game. 6-1-4. 6-1 is a 16. 6-4 against the right-hander is a 2. Total of 18. That's a deep fly to left field for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down, and John Kruk, the batter. I thought about using Ricky Jordan instead of Kruk, but I looked at the Phillies lineups against the Atlanta Braves in their NLCS, and when the lefty for the Braves, Glavine, was pitching, Kruk was in the lineup, so that's the lineup I used. Is the same lineup they had in Game 3 against the Atlanta Braves. So here's John Kruk. 2-1-2. 2-1's a 41. 2-2 against the lefty is a 3, total of 44. And that will be a ground ball to Will Clark. He will flip to Wilson covering to end the inning. So 3 up, 3 down go the Phillies here in the top of the first. Go to the bottom of the first. It is Philadelphia 0, San Francisco coming to bat. And Terry Mulholland will be on the hill for the Phillies. Leading things off for the Giants will be center fielder Darren Lewis. 1-5-5. 1-5 is a 5. 1-5 is a 3. Total of 8, and that's going to be a pop up to third. Easy play for Dave Hollins to make. 1 down. For second baseman Robbie Thompson. 3-6, and that's a left-right split. Thompson is a righty against the lefty Mulholland. That will be a base hit. So the left-right split comes into play and gives advantage to the batter. In this case, Robbie Thompson gets himself a base hit. Do that lefty-righty split. If he was facing a right-hander, that would have been a line out to short. Infield's now halfway, and here's Will the Thrill Clark. 3-2-4. 3-2 is an 11. 3-4 is a 2. Total of 13. That's a line out to the shortstop, Stocker, for out number 2. Now the infield can go back to normal. So 2 down. Clark hit it hard, but right at Kevin Stocker. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Matt Williams. 1-2-6. 1-2 is a 2. 1-6 is a 3. Total of 5. That's a strikeout to end the inning. So nothing doing for the G-men in the first. They do get a base hit, but that's it. Nothing doing there. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. Go to the second. Still no score. from the stick. Due up for the Phillies will be Dave Hollins. And I thought about doing a live stream on this, but my wheelhouse is really recording. I did some live streams here and there, but really for what I do and what I like to present, I think recordings are the way to go. For me anyway. The quality of the video is better and I'm less distracted. And I just think if you come back to watch it later on, I mean, it's good for the people that are watching it while it's live, but people after the fact, I think, get a much better product when it's recorded and uploaded. So here's Hollins. 6-3-3. 6-3 is a 16. 6-3 against a right-hander is a 2. Total of 18. It's a fly to left. Hauled in by Bonds, one away. And that'll bring up Dutch Darren Daulton. Daulton caught every game of the NLCS against Atlanta in real life. Pratt never made it into the series. So Dalton's going to catch everything unless he gets hurt. And I am doing injuries. 2-4-4. 2-4. 60 with a 4. And the blue 4 means we're looking at center fielder Darren Lewis in this case. Let me double check and make sure that's right. Column 2. Yep, column 2, when you're at a 61, a 4 is the center fielder. So let's look at Darren Lewis's defense, his range, I should say. His range is a 4. That is a 4, so that's going to fail. Darren Daulton will actually reach on a base hit toward the gap. Let's see if the outfielder's even not higher. The ball falls in for a double. Runners advance 2 bases. Batter stretches it to a triple. Third base is open. His speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Daulton's speed is actually a 4. He runs well for a catcher. And Darren Lewis's arm is only a 3, so Daulton actually is going to stretch this to a triple. So Darren Daulton with a triple. And how do you like that? A triple for Darren Daulton. Unbelievable. A triple for Darren Daulton. Now, what do you do with the Giants with 1 out? They're going to bring the infield in. They want to choke off the run. Here comes Pete Incaviglia. 6-5-4. Well, that's a strikeout right there. 6-5-4 is a strikeout to end, not to end any, but out number 2, I should say. Infield back to normal. Daulton still stuck at third base. And here is Wes Chamberlain. So the Phillies don't want to miss out on the triple that was provided, but they may do it if Chamberlain doesn't come through. We got a 4-4-3. 4-4 is a ground ball. That's a 2. 4-3 against a right-hander is the shortstop, and Clayton will make the play to end the inning, and they will strand Daulton at third base. So Daulton is stranded at third. For the Phillies, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left, and they lose a golden opportunity to get on the board. But as it is no score. As we go to the bottom of the second for Barry Bonds. We get a 2-2-3. That's that dreaded 2-2, which will be a base hit. It's on there's a plus sign there, so he's going to have to try to steal. So Bonds will be on, and he'll reach on a single, but he will have to steal. The pitcher hold rating is a 5 for Mulholland, which is the best you can have, and Daulton's a 4, so that makes it a 53. So this has to be less than 53. I'm sorry, greater than 53 to be a stolen base. Otherwise, he's going to be out. It's a 53 right on the number, and that means he is caught stealing because it had to exceed that number. So he is caught stealing. Out's going to go 2-4 as second baseman Duncan puts on the tag. So that number had to exceed 53. It matched 63, so he is out. Bonds is not happy, kind of protesting with the umpire, but the umpire says, go away, take some roids and go away and come back and see me later. So 1 out, bottom of the second for Willie McGee. 165. And that's at 45, which means with the bases empty, it's a strikeout. So out number 2. And that's going to bring up Rolls-Royce Clayton. Clayton with a chance to try to get something started. 4-6-2. 4-6 is a 17. 4-2 is a second baseman. That is going to be Duncan. Duncan's range or defense is a 3. So the 3 and the 17 is a 20, which means we're going to the umpire chart. A 1 or a 6, he will be safe. Anything else, he's out. He's safe. Royce Clayton beats it out. Infield single for Royce Clayton. 2-out single. And that will bring up Kurt. What was that man wearing? Four is a 2. 4-3 is the third baseman. Hollins will make the play, and the inning is over. So nothing doing there for the Giants either. After 2 complete, we got no score from San Francisco. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. Top of the third we go. Kevin Stocker will lead it off for the Phillies against Trevor Wilson. 3-6, that's a left-right split. He is a switch hitter, so he automatically gets the hit no matter who he's facing. So a base hit, that's the second time that's come up. Base hit for Stocker. And now that'll bring up Mulholland in a definite bunt situation. There's his card from the PDF. He is a bunt 1, which is the best you can have. So we go to the bunt chart. Bunt chart. Bunt number 1. Infield is in at the corners, so we're going to roll for that. That far left column. We get a 12, which is lead, question mark, and a 5, which is the third baseman. Lead question. Defense can either retire batter at first for sacrifice or try for the lead runner. If trying for the lead runner, check umpire for call at lead base. All right, so what we have here is the umpire call down here, and it's based on the defensive rating of the fielder and the speed of the runner, of course, as well. So the speed of the runner, Stocker, he's a 4. That's pretty quick, so it may be hard to get him. The defense of the third baseman, in this case, Matt Williams, his defensive rating is a 1. That's the best you can have. So if we look over here, defensive rating of 1. So locate the cell intersecting runner speed and defense. All right, so the speed is a 4. Defense is a 1. So here's the 1 for the defense, 4 for the speed. We got a 2 right here. Roll 1 die. If die is higher than the number in the square, runner's out. So basically in a situation like this, you roll a 3 or higher, they will get the lead runner. That's good odds. That's pretty good odds to take. So they're going to go ahead and try it. They're going to try for the lead runner. So it's fielded by Williams, but he is going to throw to second base to try to get a sliding Kevin Stocker. 1-2, Stocker is safe. 3 or higher, Stocker is out. It's a 2. He's safe. So it's going to go down as a fielder's choice. Fielder's choice. And so they took a chance and it just didn't work for him. But fielder's choice there puts runners at first and second with nobody out. Took a gamble, but it just didn't pay off. But obviously, I thought it was a pretty good gamble. And you had a higher percentage chance of throwing him out than he did him reaching. But that 2 just came up, and that's just what happens. So that's just the way it works. It happens sometimes. So now here's Lenny Dykstra He's a terrible bunter. He's a 5, so he's definitely not bunting. He's a terrible bunter. So Dykstra, Wilson to Dykstra, 5-5 is a 20, and 5-2 against a left-hander who comes to the top column is a 1 here. That's a 21, which would be a base on balls, but he's got a raised number of 3. So if we roll 1, 2, or 3, this turns to a 2-ball count. 4, 5, or 6, the walk stands. It's a 2, so it's a 2-ball count, and Dykstra's back in the box to swing again. Oh, that's the bad news there. 6-6-4. 4 against the left-hander is a 1, so we keep the 1 there. Dykstra is a 9, but that can change, obviously, based on Candlestick Park. We go to this very top column, left-handed batter in column 6, and we get a 4, so that changes to an 8. So the 9 drops to an 8, and there's a 1 there, total of 9. So a 9 says it's a single with the runners advancing 1 base. Now let's see here. Runner on second base may try to score, and defense may try for runner at the plate. All right. If there's a throw home, roll die versus runner's speed. If die is higher, he's out. If not, he scores. Runner on first goes to third. If no throw home, runner scores. Other runners held to 1 base. All right. So what the Giants are going to do with that base hit in an attempt to avoid a big inning, they're going to allow Stocker to come around and score because he has good speed, and the chance of throwing him out is not very good. So they will let him score. Lewis's arm was a 3, so we'd be on the +1 chart, and it wouldn't be a good idea. So Dykstra's going to single. The pitcher Mulholland goes to second. Stocker scores. Phillies lead at 1-0, but the double play is still in order, and they have a chance to get out of it with only minimal damage. So they're going to play it that way. That's the way Dusty Baker's going to play it, and hope that they can get through this. At least I'm not sure if Dusty Baker was a manager in '93. It might have been Roger Craig. I don't remember who the manager was in '93, to be honest with you, for the Giants. Probably wasn't Dusty Baker because he was around 2002. So I'm not sure who the manager was without looking it up off the top of my head, and it really doesn't matter at this point because I'm managing them. So that's the way it goes. Here's Duncan. Another, boy, he's getting killed on these 6-6s. That's a 9. 2 versus a righty is a 1 with a 4 on it. That 4 can be big to nullify a home run. So let's first check off 9, but that doesn't change. That stays static, and the 1 is a 10. So that's a base hit. Now, the lead runner is the pitcher Mulholland. So he's not very fast, and with nobody out, he only runs at a speed of 2. So with nobody out, they're going to hold him at third base. The bases are loaded. Bases are loaded. For the heart of the order, Kruk, Hollins, and Dalton due up. So bases loaded, nobody out. John Kruk, the batter. Giants need outs in the worst way. So they're going to lay back for the double play. Try to get some outs here. Kruk, 5-4 is a 4D. 5-4 here against a lefty is a 2. Total of 6. When you get the 4 and the 2, it's a total of 6. With runner on first base only or bases full, count as 2 balls. Well, bases are full, so it's a 2-ball count. Kruk will swing again. Triple 4s. That's a possible error. That's an 11. The 4 here against the lefty is the second baseman. Second baseman is Robbie Thompson. His error rating is a 56. So this has to be a 56 or higher to be an error. I'm sorry, 57 or higher to be an error. It's a 44, so it's not going to be an error. So we'll check the results. They are halfway. It says, if not higher, force out at second. So the runner's advanced, and there's a force out at second base. So Kruk will get an RBI ground out. Duncan is out. And the out's going to go 4-6 at second base. Kruk with the fielder's choice. Scoring is Mulholland to make it 2-0 Phillies. Dykstra will go to third. So runners are at the corners with 1 out for Dave Hollins. But a double play will now get them out of the inning. If they can get out with just 2 runs allowed, they've got to feel like they're still in the ball game. 2-6, and that's the Rays number. Blue 2 is the left fielder Barry Bonds. He's a 5. So he's going to catch anything that comes out there. He is a 5. There's no provision to change this to a 6 anywhere on the column 2 chart. The highest you can have is to change this to a 4. So he's going to make the catch. So we already know that ahead of time. The question is what happens after he makes the catch. All right, it says if the Rays number is higher, he makes a fine running catch for a flyout. Runners on second and third advance 1 base if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. Dykstra's speed, let's look at his speed. Dykstra's speed is a 5. Best you can have. Bonds' arm is only a 4. So Dykstra will come in on a sacrifice fly from Dave Hollins to make it 3-0 Phillies. So Bonds made the nice running catch, but Dykstra just too fast for Bonds to throw out at the plate. 2 down now for Dutch Dalton. 3-0 Phillies. Trevor Wilson trying to cap it at that and keep his team in the game. 5-1 is a 5. 5-1 here is a 1, total of 6. And it says, with runner on first only, it's 2-ball count. So it's still a 2-ball count. We go to Dalton to bat again. 1-5 is a 2. 1-4 is a 4. Total of 6. That's a strikeout to end the inning. But the Phillies post 3 runs in the third. Assuming I can get my Sharpie to write. 3 runs in the third. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third. 3-0 Phils. Giants have their work cut out for them against the lefty Mulholland. Leading off for the Giants will be Trevor Wilson. The pitcher has got his own hitting card that I used on a PDF. So he will swing away. 3-3 is a 5. With an asterisk, he did have 1 stolen base, so there's an asterisk there. If he reaches, he's going to get a chance to steal. 3-3 is a 5. 3-5 is a 3. So that's a total of 8 in column 3, and that's going to be a base hit for Trevor Wilson. So he's going to get a base hit, and he's going to get a chance to steal. He cannot be thrown out. He's either going to hold or make it based on the asterisk that they have there. So again, the rating we've already seen it was with the stolen base attempt, failed one by Barry Bonds. 53 is a magic number. This is 54 or higher. He will steal. 53 or less, he will have to hold. 64, he's going to steal the base. So how about that? Trevor Wilson will single and steal second base. You don't see that happening very often. But it just did right there. So Darren Lewis, the batter. 2-6, and that's that Rays number. The 5 means we're going to the right fielder, Wes Chamberlain. Wes Chamberlain's range is only a 2. So the only way he catches this is if this number drops to a 1. The only way that happens if you roll a 1 or a 2. So a 1 or a 2, he makes the catch. Anything else, it drops in for a hit. It's a 3. It's going to drop in. And let's see what happens for the runner on second base. It says, falls in for a single. Runners advance 1 base, 2 bases if their speed is higher than the outfielder's arm or with 2 outs. Well, they're not 2 outs. And Mulholland obviously not, or Wilson rather, only runs at a 1. So he can only go 1 base. So station to station there. But the Giants have runners at first and third with nobody out. And back come the G-men. Tying run is now at the plate, and Robbie Thompson, nobody out. Phillies halfway looking for the double play. They need outs. 2-5 is a 16, and 2-5 here is a 3. Total of 19 in column 2. That is a fly out to center field with run on third and less than 2 outs. It's a sacrifice fly, so the run scores. Robbie Thompson, sacrifice fly to center field. Dykstra has it, but cannot. It was deep, so deep that he could not throw out Trevor Wilson, and Wilson will come in to score and make the lead 3-1. So Trevor Wilson doing it, getting his team started in the bottom of the third to make up for his bad pitching, I guess. Here's Will Clark now with the infield halfway for the double play. 1-4 is a 35, 1-3 is a 2, total of 37. And that's a ground ball to second. So with their halfway, that's a double play. 4-6-3 to end the inning. So Giants had something cooking, but can only scrape across the 1 run thanks to that double play. We now go to the 4th inning with the score 3-1 for the Giants. That inning, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. So we go to the 4th, and Trevor Wilson has to try to hold the fort and keep his team from falling any further behind. He's going to deal with Incaviglia, Chamberlain, and Stocker. 1-3 is a 1. 1-2 is against a right-hander is a 3. That's a 4, which is a strikeout. Incaviglia 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Not surprising there. Here's Wes Chamberlain. 4-6-6. 4-6 is a 16. 4-6 here is the third baseman, Matt Williams. Matt Williams is a 1. So that's a total of 17, which is a good play. A lesser third baseman, they may have gone to the umpire chart, but not with a 1 rated third baseman. So 2 down for Kevin Stocker. 3-6, that's that left-right split. Second time in a row he's hit that result. Both times he's found that 3-6 result to his liking. And that, of course, is the base hit. Switch hitter, he's going to get a base hit every time on that 3-6 result. So Stocker will get the base hit, and that will allow Mulholland to bat now and not have to lead off the next inning. 1-1 is a 2. 1-6, Mulholland's a righty, is a 4. It's a total of 6. That's a strikeout to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. But that means that Dykstra will lead off the top of the 5th, so that was an important hit by Stocker to clear the pitcher out of the way and allow their leadoff man to lead off the 5th. All right, Matt Williams steps up here in the bottom of the 4th, trying to get something started. 4-1 is a 2. 4-5 is the shortstop, and Stocker will make that play very easily. 1 away. Stocker was a 2 rated defender. That's a total of 4. Anything 2 through 11 is an automatic ground out with the infield back. So here is Bonds. 3-3 is a 32. 3-1 is a 1, total of 33, and that will be a line out to center field for out number 2. So it's a good thing they hit the 1 column here, or the 1 row on the blue die, because anything 2 or higher, and that would have been a base hit. If we hit the 2 column, that would have been a double. Any of these would have been a double. So Mulholland, with the fact he hit that 1, took away that hit. So that's where just 1 number difference can mean the world of difference. And here's Willie McGee. Me and Willie McGee. 6-6, that's an 8 right there. 6-5 is a 4, total of 12. And that's going to be a home run chance. The only thing that's going to stop it is if you roll a 1. A 1 means a single. Anything else, it's a home run on a 12. And it's gone. Home run for Willie McGee. Solo shot, and it cuts the lead to 3-2. Giants right back in this ball game. That very Apple-like 6-6 did the trick. Here's Clayton. 3-6, that's a left-right split. He's a righty against the lefty. That's a base hit, so the left-right split strikes again. That 3-6 roll has been coming up quite a bit, more than usual. It's already happened 4 times in the game, and all 4 have produced hits. So Clayton now. All this with 2 outs, so here comes Kurt Manwaring. Mulholland trying to get out of the inning. 6-4, he won't do it. That's a 57. 6-4, there's a 3 for a 60. A 60 is a single to left field. Runners advance one base with 2 outs. Runner on second. Let's see. Runner on second with 5 speed scores with 2 outs. So it doesn't say anything about the runner on first, just says the runner on second. So it's going to be a single, but the runner will hold at second base. So Manwaring, a single after Clayton singles. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Trevor Wilson. He did single and steal a base his first time up, so not an automatic out by any means. But he will be this time. 1-2 is a 4, 1-3 is a 2, total of 6. It's a strikeout to end the inning. But the home run from Willie McGee cuts the lead to 3-2 after 4 innings of play. So we go to the fifth. 3-2 Phillies. Giants are nibbling their way back. And Lenny Dykstra will lead off for the Phillies. In that 4th inning for the Giants, they got a run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left. So top of the 5th, Lenny Dykstra, lefty on lefty against Wilson. 5-1 is a 5 with an asterisk, which means he gets a chance to steal if he reaches. 5-1 is a 1 against the lefty with a raised number of 3. So that's a total of 6, which would normally be a walk, but he's got the raised number of 3 in that upper row. So 1, 2, or 3, it's a 2-ball count. It's a 5, so the walk will now stand. So Lenny Dykstra will get that walk after all. And he will be looking to steal. First time to check the battery of the Giants to see how they do. Trevor Wilson's hold is a 4. Manwaring's defense is a 5. So that's pretty good to check the run game, that 4 and that 5. Let's check the chart, get a number. 4 hold and a catcher of 5. And we get a 53. It's the exact same rating actually that the Phillies have. So once again, it's a 53. 54 or higher he steals. 53 or less he holds. 15 he's got to hold, cannot steal. So now the infield goes halfway. And that'll bring up Mariano Duncan. So both pitcher-catcher combinations are putting a kibosh on the run game to this point. Here's Duncan. 3-3 is a 14. 3-4 against a right-hander is a 3. That's a total of 17 in column 3. And that's a double into the gap in center field. Double into the gap. Runner advances 2 bases. Check with third base coach for the extra base. And with nobody out, they may hold Dykstra, although he does run very well. He is a 5, so they may go ahead and send him anyway. The double went to center field. So the arm of Lewis is a 3. But Dykstra is a 5, so that's a +2 advantage on the third base coach. And then throw home from center field, you add 1 again. That makes him a +3. So there's no way that he can be out because when you're in the +3, he's going to score automatically. So the Giants will not even make the throw. It'll just be a double for Mariano Duncan, RBI double. And the Phillies take a 4-2 lead. So the speed of Dykstra, there's no way they were going to get him. So rather than allow Duncan a chance to go to the third with nobody out, they just cut their losses and give up that run to hold the runner at second. Here's John Kruk. 1-4 is a 35. 1-3 is a 4. Total of 39 in column 1. The infield is back. Out at first, runners advance. So it's going to be an out. Ground ball went to first baseman, Will Clark. He makes the play himself, but Duncan's going to take third base. And now with 1 out, the infield's going to have to come in. They have no choice. Infield will be in for the Dave Hollins at bat. They have to choke the runoff. Cannot afford to let that run come in. 1-4 is a 35. 1-4 is a 4, total of 39 in column 1 with the infield in. Out at first as lead runner holds. All right, so he's out at first. Lead runner holds. That actually went to the first baseman, Clark. So Clark will do it again. Step on the bag himself, but it will hold the runner. And now with 2 outs, the infield is back to normal. And it'll be up to Dutch Dalton to get the run home. 4-5 is a 6. 4-1 is the first baseman, Clark. He'll do it again. So Clark, all 3 putouts unassisted. And the Giants get out of it just allowing the 1 run. The RBI double by Duncan scoring Dykstra makes it a 4-2 ball game, but it could have been a lot worse. So Wilson actually gets out of it better than expected. For the Phillies, a run on just the 1 hit. That leadoff walk was a killer. And 1 hit and 1 left on base. So, bottom of the 5th we go. Mulholland out. Top of the order for the Giants, Darren Lewis is your batter. Looks like the focus is okay. I'll double check it just to be sure. All right. Darren Lewis, the batter. 6-6, that's good news for the batter. That's a 7 with an asterisk, which means he's going to get a chance to steal. 6-1's a 2, that's a total of 9, so it will be a base hit. And we already know 53 is the combined number. That's for both teams. That's already been calculated. So Darren Lewis needs a 54 or higher to steal, otherwise he holds. And he's got to hold. So again, the run game has been shut down so far by both these pitchers and catchers. But Lewis gets the leadoff single. And now, Robbie Thompson, your batter. 5-2 is a 27. 5-2 here is a 1, total of 28. And that's a fly to right field. 1 down. So 1 away, and that's going to send up Will the Thrill. Tying run is at the plate in Will the Thrill Clark. 4-3 is a 1. 4-4 is a shortstop, and with that being a 1 and Stocker's a 2, it's a total of 3. Anything 2 to 6 on the halfway is a double play, and that's what we got. A double play. It's going to go 6-4-3. Tailor-made double play, 6-4-3. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. We go to the 6th. It's still 4-2, favor of the Phillies. Or if you're a Stratomatic computer fan, favor of the cheesesteaks. All right, Trevor Wilson back out. He'll be facing Incaviglia, Chamberlain, and Stocker. Incaviglia 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. 3-2 is a 2. 3-6 is a 4. So a 2 plus the 4 is a 6. That's going to be in column 3, a short fly to center. And there's 1 away. 1 down, and that's going to bring up Chamberlain. Remember, there was a theoretical travel day between games 2 and this game 3, so everybody in the bullpen is fresh. 5-6 is a 1. 5-2 is a 2, total of 3. And that's going to be a ground ball to second. Robbie Thompson will handle it. 2 down for Kevin Stocker. Four, 4-3. 4-4 is a 1. 4-3 is the shortstop. So nice play there by Clayton. And that's going to do it for the Phillies. 3 up and 3 down. Nothing going on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Still 4-2. Favor of the Phillies. And that might be all for Trevor Wilson. We'll have to wait and see. Mulholland, though, is definitely hanging in there. Matt Williams to lead it off. He's 0 for 2, struck out and grounded to short. 1-4 is a 35. 1-4 there is a 2, total of 37. That will be a ground ball to second. Handled by Duncan, 1 away. That'll bring up Barry Bonds. Single, got caught stealing and flown to center. 1 for 2 on the day. 4-2 is a 2. 4-4 is a shortstop, and Stocker will take care of that over to Kruk for 2 down. And now that brings up Willie McGee. He homered his last time up. Oh, Sue a dice, so we'll re-roll that. 2-1 is a 36. 2-2 is a 2, total of 38 in column 2. That is a ground out pitcher to first base. And it's in the injury section. So Willie McGee will be okay this game, but he will miss 2 games going forward. He will miss the rest of the series here in San Francisco. He's going to miss 2 games because they am playing injuries. So, unfortunately for the Giants, he'll get through this game, but he will have to miss the next 2. And unfortunately for him, that's just the way it worked out. So it's a ground ball back to the pitcher Mulholland to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Giants. We go to the 7th, still 4-2. But I will make a note on the score sheet. McGee is out for games 4 and 5. All right. So he's going to tough it out this game, but that after the game's over, it's going to be such a nagging thing that he's going to have to be out for 2 games. All right. Trevor Wilson can face 25 batters. He's faced 26. So I think they're going to go ahead and pull Trevor Wilson. He is set to bat 3rd next inning, but they got enough pitchers that they can just bring in a guy for 1 inning and not worry about a double switch. So the Giants will be going to the bullpen. For the Phillies, it'll be Mulholland, a righty, Dykstra, a lefty, and Duncan, a righty. So they're going to a righty out of the bullpen. And it will be Jeff Brantley. So Brantley is on, and his job is just to pitch the 7th inning. No double switches, no nothing. They'll pinch hit for him in the bottom half, but right now they want Brantley to just get him through this half inning and keep the score where it is. Mulholland can pitch 7 innings, so they're going to keep him out there with that 4-2 lead. 2-3 is a 2. 2-6 is a 3. Total of 5. That is a strikeout. So Mulholland out on strikes. Flips to the top of the order, and Dykstra. 5-3 is a 6 with a B, so if he reaches, we go to action chart B. That's a 5-3, it's a 6. 5-2 is a 3, total of 9, and that will be a walk. So Dykstra will walk, and we'll go to action chart B. Action chart B talks about stolen bases and whatnot. So we'll put action chart B right there. We get a 2. So action chart B says plus. Plus says stolen base or caught stealing. If blue die is higher than catcher's defensive rating, it's a stolen base. That's a 1. It's not higher. He's caught stealing. So Dykstra is caught stealing once again. So yet another caught stealing for Lenny Dykstra. So the walk and then the caught stealing as Thompson puts on the tag for out number 2. 2 down, base is clear for Mariano Duncan. 3-6 left right. Oh, I was gonna pinch hit Duncan with lefty Morandini, but I figured with the lead, let's just leave Duncan in there. And sure enough, the 3-6 comes back to bite me. So it's a line out to short. So that one did not pay off by not making that lefty-righty move. So 3 up and 3 down go the Phillies. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. That's going to be it for Brantley. His day is done. He pitches 1 inning, gives up a walk and nothing else. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time. Mulholland is back out there. We will get Clayton, Manwaring, and a pinch hitter for Jeff Brantley. And it looks like Mark Carrion has picked up a bat and will hit. Mark Carrion will Swing the bat for the Giants. It'll be Clayton, Manwaring, and Carry-On. Phillies bullpen starting to stir just a touch. Larry Anderson is tossing down there, the right-hander, just in case. Bottom of the 7th, 4-2, Phillies. Clayton against Mulholland. 3-5, that's a 30. 3-6 is a 4, total of 34 in column 3. That's a double to right field. So had we had this blue die been anything 3 or less, that would have been an out. But since it hit the 6, that turned that 30 into a 34. And 34 through 37 is a double. 30 through 33 are outs. But we got the 34 number, and that's a double. So we lead off double for Royce Clayton. And the Giants looking to make some noise. Tying run is again back at the plate in Kurt Manwaring. 3-3, and that's in the ballpark card area. 3-1 is a 1, so we got a 1 to whatever this is. So there's not going to be a hit because you have to have a 7 or higher. 5's the highest you can get here. You can't get higher than 5 in column 3. In fact, in Candlestick Park, the highest you can get is a 4. So this is going to be out, just a matter of what kind of out it is. Roll to 5, so it actually drops down to a 3. The 3 and the 1 is a 4 in column 3. That's a short fly to right field. Talks about runner on third trying to move up, but it does not talk about the runner on second moving up. So Clayton will have to hold where he is. 1 away. And that'll bring up the pinch hitter, Mark Carry-On. So Carry-On trying to come through for the Giants against Mulholland. Larry Anderson is ready in the pen, but they're going to try to give Mulholland a chance to get this out. Mark Carry-On, the pinch hitter. 2-1, and that's a 39 with an L. That L could come into play. We'll check it out. So 2-1's a 39. 2-2 is a 3, total of 42. 42, and it says here, I'm looking at the L. Change final result to a 22 against a right-handed pitcher. So the L says to change it to a 22 against a right-handed pitcher from the result we had, which was a 41. 41 is a ground out to short. It's in the injury column again, and so Carry-On is going to miss the next game. So Carry-On will be unavailable for Game 4. He's not a starter, but he's been unavailable to pinch hit in Game 4. So Carry-On makes the out. It is a ground out short to first. Runners do advance. So with 2 outs, the runner does go to third. So Clayton is at third with 2 down for Darren Lewis, the batter. And Mulholland will now be lifted. Lewis is 2 for 3 against him. So Phillies are going to their bullpen. And they're going to Larry Anderson, right-hander, to try to get this out. So Larry Anderson is coming on to face Darren Lewis. Lewis is the tying run at the plate. Five-1 is a 3. 5-1 is a 1, total of 4. And that is going to be a ground ball to short to end the inning as Stocker puts it away. And the Giants are thwarted again with the runner at third. They leave him there. 7 innings in the books. It is still 4-2 favor of the Phillies. And now the Giants will need a new pitcher as they pinch hit for Brantley. And coming up is Kruk, a lefty, followed by Holland's a switch, and then Dalton, a lefty. So they will go to the bullpen. Will the Giants for Brian Hickerson, another lefty specialist. So Hickerson is on. You can also give him a couple of innings of relief if need be. If he's effective, he can finish the game for him without having to use another pitcher. So we'll see how that plays out. Hickerson is your new pitcher for the Giants against Kruk, Hollins, and Dalton. Top of the 8th, 4-2. Phillies. Triple ones, that's a 20, and then that's a 3, total of 23. That's going to be a line drive single plus a possible error. The blue die is a 1, which means you're checking the left fielder for an error. That's Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds' error rating is a 45, so we'll see if he makes an error or not. 46, he does make an error, so it will be an error on Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds will make the error. Bonds will make the error, so it's going to be single plus an error, and that will move John Kruk to second base. Single plus an E7 to start the inning. Base hit to left field. Bonds casually went to get it, rolled right up his sleeve, and by the time he retrieved it, Kruk hustled to second base for the error. Single plus the error. So here's Hollins. 6-2 is an 8. 6-6 is a 5. That's a total of 13. That is long, and that is gone. A 2-run home run for Dave Hollins. He just crushed that one, and he probably crushed the Giants' hopes. It is now 6-2 Phillies. As Hollins just crushed it. 6-2 Phils. And they'll leave Hickerson in to face Dalton, and then he's going to come out. And it looks like Dave Burba will be coming on. Dalton, 1-3 is a 30, 1-4 is a 4, total of 34. And that is actually going to be a walk. So that will be a walk to Dalton. So Hickerson having all kinds of issues, and he will have to come out of the game. He could not get anybody out. Single, a home run, and a walk. So he's going to exit the ball game. Hickerson will leave, and they will bring on Dave Burba. Burba is on for the Giants to face Incaviglia. So Hickerson just didn't have it. And now we have Incaviglia. 6-3 is a 16. 6-4 is a 3, total of 19. That is going to be a fly to right for out number 1. Incaviglia retired, brings up Wes Chamberlain. Two, that's a 16, and 2-3 is a 1, that's a 17. And with the bases empty, that's a strikeout. So out number 2. Brings up Kevin Stocker. 3-4, that's the rare play chance. Even or odd. It's odd, so we go into the rare playbook with the bases, well, with the runner on first, rather. Runner on first, rare play. So we'll get the rare playbook out and roll. We get a 3. Runner on first. There are 2 outs and a 3. It says wild pitch. Runner takes second on wild pitch and takes a big turn at second, drawing a throw from the catcher. Roll 1 die against catcher's defensive rating. If die is not higher, runner is caught off base. If die is higher, catcher throws sails in the center field and runner takes third. If runner speed is higher than center field's arm, he scores. All right, so it's a wild pitch that's going to send the runner Dalton to second base, but then the catcher Manwaring is going to try to catch him rounding second too fast. Manwaring's defensive rating is a 5. So unless this is a 6, then he will be out. And he is. So he got caught rounding the base too much, and he is out of there. So it's a wild pitch, and then he's going to be out 2-6 to make the play to end the inning. For the Phillies, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 6-2 now in favor of the Phillies. Due up for the Giants, it'll be Thompson, Clark, and Williams. Now, what do they do with Anderson? I think they will let him go ahead and pitch 1 more inning at least. Now, I'll check the focus since I had the book out. Sometimes that messes up my focus, so we'll fix that real quick if it did get messed up. So Robbie Thompson, your batter. 1-2 is a 1, 1-1 is a 1, total of 2. It's a strikeout. So Larry Anderson doing the job. That'll bring up Will the Thrill. 2-3 is a 16, 2-4 is a 1, total of 17. That's a strikeout with the bases empty. So Clark is out on strikes. He's had a rough day. He has hit into 2 double plays, and he has struck out. So 0 for 4. Bring up Matt Williams. 1-2 is a 2, 1-5 is a 1 for a total of 3. It's another strikeout. Larry Anderson just struck out the side. They will cap him at an inning and a third. He gives up nothing, striking out 3. So he solidly did the job. We go to the 9th, 6-2, and Burba's in there just to eat up the inning. And that's going to be it for Anderson. He will be pinch hit for this inning. As we get to the pitcher spot, second. Stocker will lead it off, but then they'll go to a pinch hitter. And the pinch hitter will be who do they want to use? They're going to use a guy they haven't. They're going to use Kim Batiste. Give him an at bat, even though he's a righty. You got a 6-2 lead. I don't think you're really worried about lefty righty at this point. You just want to give somebody an at bat that hasn't hit in the series yet. So why not? Top of the 9th, 6-2. 2-5 is a 4, 2-6 is a 1, total of 5. That's a strikeout. So Stocker out on strikes, and now Kim Batiste. Rare chance for him to bat. Kim Batiste. 4-4 is a 2. 4-3 is the third baseman. Matt Williams will make that play easily. And that is out number 2. Top of the order for Lenny Dykstra. Five 1 is a 5 with an asterisk. 5-5 is a 4, total of 9. He will walk, but with a 6-2 lead in the 9th, I'm going to call off the steal. And we're just going to have Dykstra stay put. Not going to steal. Duncan is your batter. 1-5 is a 5. 1-3 is a 1. Total of 6. It's a strikeout to end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the Giants. They trail it 6-2 to the Phillies. It'll be Bonds, McGee, and Clayton due up. And let's see who they're going to be facing now, the bullpen for the Phillies. They will be facing Roger Mason. It's not a save situation. So they're going to bring in Roger Mason. Picked him up from San Diego mid-season. So Mason it is. So Mason will see if he can be jarring to the Phillies. I'm sorry, to the Giants. Couldn't even get the pun right. All right. So Barry Bonds steps to the plate. 4-1 is an 11 with a plus sign, but again, steals are called off with the score being what it is, so he will not have to steal. It is a possible error check. Blue die's a 1 means we're checking an error on John Kruk. John Kruk's error rating is a 52. Has to be higher than 52 to be an error. 51, he just did make it. So Kruk had all kinds of issues. He finally fields it and throws it to Mason covering first for out number 1. And that'll bring up Willie McGee. Six three is a 31. 6-1 is a 2. Total of 33. That's a pop up to second base. And Duncan puts it away for out number 2. Philly is looking to take a 2-1 lead. After dropping the first one, they're looking to win 2 in a row. Here's Clayton. 6-4 is a 41. 6-5 is a 4. Total of 45. And that will be a line drive hit to left field. And it says... All right, it says here, runner advances 1 base on the single. Chance for extra bases. Roll 1 die against the outfielder's defensive rating. If the die is higher, it's at least a triple clearing the bases. Roll 1 die against the outfielder's arm. If the die is higher, it's an inside the park home run. Okay, interesting. Left fielder in this case is Pete Incavilla, and I did not make. I normally would have made defensive replacements and brought in Thompson and Eisenreich, but with a 4-run lead, I didn't even really worry about it. Incavilla is a 3 defensive rating, so it says here on this result of 45, it says line drive hit to single to left field. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the line drive hit to center. This is actually a line drive hit to left because of it falls in between 42 and 46. So roll 1 die against the outfielder's defensive rating. If the die is higher, scored as a double. All right, so he's a 3. So if you roll a 4 or higher, it actually becomes a double. It does. So it's a double for Royce Clayton. A 2-out double for Royce Clayton. Clayton now 4 for 4 on the game, 2 singles and 2 doubles. So 2-out double sends it to Kurt Manwaring, but he will be called back for a pinch hitter for the Giants. They will substitute with another batter, and they will bring in Todd Benzinger to pinch hit. So Benzinger, the switch hitter, will come in and hit, and if for some reason it goes extra innings, they will bring in Jeff Reed to catch. But right now they're using Benzinger, the switch hitter. And they've got a pinch hitter on deck, Dave Martinez, to pinch hit for the pitcher. If Benzinger reaches, he would pinch hit for Burpa. So here's Mason to Benzinger. 6-3 is a 16. 6-3 is a 2. Total of 18. That is a fly to left field, and there's your ball game. Phillies will win it. For the Giants, they get a no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. Final score 6-2, and I'll be back with the totals in just a moment. Okay, we are back with the totals. The Phillies take game 3 and take a 2-1 lead. For the Phillies, 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 5 left. For the Giants, 2 runs, 11 hits, 1 error, and 7 left. Winning pitcher was Terry Mulholland. Losing pitcher was Trevor Wilson. Player of the game is Dave Hollins. He hit a sacrifice fly in the top of the 3rd to give the Phillies, at the time, a 3-0 lead. And then in the top of the 8th, with the score still in balance of 4-2, his 2-run homer in the 8th kind of sealed the deal. So Dave Hollins is your player of the game. Phillies now lead it 2-1 in the series. Game 4 between these two teams. We'll see a pitching matchup. of Danny Jackson for the Phillies, a left-hander, and Scott Sanderson, a right-hander for the Giants. The Giants picked up Sanderson from the Angels mid-season, so he will be making that start in Game 4. And then, of course, in Game 5, we'll be right back to Curt Schilling and Bill Swift in Game 5. And then if it goes back to Philly, then we revert back to the Game 2 starters for Game 6 and so forth. Willie McGee will be out for the rest of the series here in San Francisco. So he will be out, which means the Giants will have to add somebody to their roster to fill that void. So I've got to look at their roster players here and figure out who I want to bring in to take his roster spot. Who was it that didn't quite make the cut when I was making the 25-man roster? Let's see who they've got that could possibly do that. Let's see. Do they have anybody that's worthwhile? It's going to be a marginal player. I just don't know who they have that's any good. The only guy that's originally carded, is Paul Ferries. He only had 36 at-bats. The rest of the guys are just PDF guys that had less at-bats than that. So I don't know what they're going to do with that. I believe they're going to bring in J.R. Phillips to take that spot. He is a lefty. He was a .313 hitter and 16 at-bats. I think he was a call-up in September, so he would have been available most likely. So J.R. Phillips will take over for Willie McGee. And I've already pre-printed the lineup sheet. Willie McGee was scheduled to start Game 4. So I'm going to have to fix this, and we're going to have Dave Martinez. Dave Martinez will be the right fielder that starts the game. And then we'll have Phillips be the guy on the bench. So I have not printed out the sheet yet for Game 5, so I will make that note Game 5. Also, note that Carry-On will be unavailable. So Carry-On cannot pinch hit in Game 4 because he was injured as well. So Giants insult to injury a little bit, or injury to insult, whichever way you want to prefer it. So they're going to have to really dig down deep. Scott Sanderson is going to be the guy they turn to try to get off the schneid and get the series back even, to ensure that it at least goes back to Philadelphia and that the Phillies can't win the series in San Francisco. Scott Sanderson came over from California. Totals for both teams, he was 11-13 with a 4.21 ERA. I do have a card specifically for him in San Francisco, so I think that's what I'm going to use instead. So he's going to use this card, his San Francisco card, where he had 8 starts, 4-2 with a 3.51 ERA. So that's what he did with the Giants. So that's the card I'm going to be using for him to make that start. And of course, Danny Jackson, the left-hander, will be starting for the Phillies. So take Sanderson out of there because we want to have Dave Hollins get his full rewards for player of the game. And Giants will try to regroup and come back in Game 4. Try to even that series and make sure they at least have to go back to Philadelphia. They don't want to end it in 5 and have the Phillies celebrate on their home field. So that's going to do it from here. Final score again, Phillies win Game 3, 6-2. Next game, or next video on the channel will be Game 3 of the ALCS, which the Toronto Blue Jays currently lead 2-0. So they will be looking to take a huge swing forward to take even a bigger lead. And that is going to be in Toronto. So they're going home to try to get a bigger lead and put the White Sox away without having to go back to Chicago. All the Blue Jays need to do is win 2 out of 3 at home, and they will do that. And then they would look forward to the winner of the NLCS. So right now it's sort of shaping like it might be the original World Series of the Phillies and the Blue Jays. But anything can happen. A lot of games still remain to be played, and the dice will dictate what happens. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.